What will it take for silver to have a price explosion? There are many factors that go into the valuation of any asset, but silver is a bit interesting. It's got tons of industrial usage. We absolutely have to have it. It's an essential metal for our day-to-day lives. And as we move further and further into a more and more technological future, things are definitely getting a bit interesting. But today I wanted to talk about what it would take to push silver up into the 60 or 70 price ranges and begin its journey to $100 an ounce. So without further ado, today let's talk about the potential of a silver price explosion, the factors included, and why I'm honestly not counting on it at all. Let's get into it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe as we push hard for 6,000 subs. By the way, guys, a friend of mine here on YouTube by the name of Booty Girl Stacking is pushing hard for 2,000 subs. She's got some of the best content here on YouTube, so if you could check her out, her YouTube channel name is Booty Girl Stacking. She's got a very unique style, excellent production quality, and if you're looking for more stacking content that's also high quality and engaging, check her out. Many of us stackers are waiting on a huge historical price run in silver. I personally can't wait to see that happen, and it's entirely understandable why it's such a popular topic. But there's some things that I feel have to happen for that to take place. And there's also some big reasons as to why I'm really not counting on it. I don't keep the potential of a huge silver price run in mind whenever I'm stacking more weight, and it's not at all a reason as to why I'm buying silver in the first place. But we'll get into that a little bit more later. Right now, I want to focus on what would push silver price over the edge. As we all know, silver is a finite resource. There's only so much of it in the world, and we're not going to get any more of it. But as time goes on, we only mine so much each and every year, and our usage continues to increase year after year as well. So one big reason silver price could run is if we ran into a legitimate shortage. A shortage that could not be denied. Of course, silver is a very manipulated metal. That's something that we all have to accept here in the modern day, and it is very price suppressed. But eventually, the rubber will meet the road. Silver's value in our day-to-day lives will make itself even more undeniable than it already is, and the price will have no choice but to move upwards in an aggressive way. Another huge catalyst for silver's potential price run is stacking becoming commonplace. As common or maybe even more common than stock investing. While retail buying and selling of physical silver doesn't really affect the spot price yet, if it were to become commonplace in the Western Hemisphere and stacking was a exclusive part of every North American's portfolios, every European's financial portfolios, I do feel that would provide a significant amount of support to the price. I don't know exactly how many stackers there are in the US, but it couldn't be more than a couple of million. But if every single household were to start contributing 15, 20, 25% of their income into stacking the way that stackers do, it would undoubtedly move the needle in a very big way. While there are plenty of reasons why that may never happen and the popularity of silver stacking may never explode in that manner, I do think if it were to happen, it's going to happen soon because the usage of silver in all products all over the world is increasing year over year in a very big way. And if it became mainstream that this is a finite resource, we're going to be needing it for basically ever, it may motivate the common investor and the common person to start stacking up a decent amount of weight as the price rises more and more. But with all of this being said, it's not something that I count on. I don't count on a huge bull run. I don't count on a major price hike influenced by a shortage or mass adoption by adults all over the world. I don't count on silver's potential high price monthly, quarterly, yearly as an influence to my stacking habits. For the most part, I'm looking at what the bottom level price is, where I think the bedrock of silver price could be. If it were to dip, how low could it go? That's what I'm looking at in regards to my stacking. I'm in the business of dollar cost averaging and buying the dip. I'm not at all influenced by a potential price hike or aggressive price movement on any given day. Because the higher this price moves, the more volatility and risk is introduced. After all, stacking silver, stacking gold, for me is a way to preserve my wealth. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to preserve my wealth. And if I get a little bit of profit on top of that, that's just a bonus. To me, it's a method of savings. I'm not waiting for a moonshot. I'm not hoping and praying for that glorious day where I wake up and take a look at the markets and see 3-digit silver price. For me personally, I'm just saving. And in my opinion, not financial advice, that's the healthiest way to look at it. It's just saving. It's a very, very good way to save. It's a very, very good way to avoid having cash sit in a bank system, bank account, and get eaten up by inflation only to ultimately be spent on some impulse purchase somewhere. Once you exchange your fiat into a physical format that is finite and represents true value like silver and gold, once it's sitting there on your table, it makes it much more difficult to turn around and spend that money. I mean, there's multiple steps you've got to go through. You've got to drive up to the LCS, you've got to liquidate those metals, and then you've got to go spend that money. So it is a very, very good safeguard for your savings. And as a bonus, history shows it's going to preserve your wealth over time. And that extra profit that you may get from it, like I said earlier, is just a bonus in my opinion. Now, with this being said, could silver price rocket in the upwards trajectory, $10, $15, $20, $30? Absolutely. A shortage could happen any year now. Mainstream popularity could take place any year now. There is that potential for significant gains. And to me, it's just a bonus. It's not a contributing factor as to how I go about stacking silver. Because whenever it comes to safe haven assets, the strength in silver and gold isn't always the potential upside. It's its ability to preserve the money that you have over time. But at the same time, while this is my stacking strategy, I do view silver and gold stacking in a very conservative manner. I do think $50 silver is only 1.5 to 2 years away. I think $4,000 gold is probably only 2.5 years away. I think these prices are going to become a reality here pretty soon. But that high probability doesn't necessarily fuel me to pick up more than I would. Ultimately, all I'm asking of the metals is to preserve my wealth, and they do that very, very well. And I've seen a little bit of profit as well. I've bought a decent amount at $25 an ounce, and I've bought a decent amount at $28, $29 per ounce. So I have seen a decent amount of profit past the point of inflation. And to me, it's just a bonus. I want to preserve my wealth and I want to protect my savings by making it harder to actually spend the savings itself. And that's why I personally do it. Could a massive bull run take place at any point? Yeah, I don't think it's completely out of the realm of possibility. It's happened before back in the 1980s. While that was market manipulation and the market cap of silver was significantly less, making it more easily manipulated to the upside. At this point here in 2025, with the amount of industrial usage and with the speed at which we're able to mine it and the fact that it's not an unlimited resource, I do see there being a possibility of a big price run within the next decade. Stackers that have been working hard on building up their weight could see their net worth double in an extremely short amount of time. That is very possible. It's not fantasy. It's not unrealistic. But ultimately, it's also not why I stack. I'm here to preserve and profit a little bit on top of that. But hopefully stacking will become a mainstream form of saving and investing in the future that would without a doubt push up prices, give it some decent support, and set it up for a very high value future. And maybe one day we'll wake up and realize that we're a tad short on silver supply. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about the current silver price. What would it take to push it to new all-time highs in a very short amount of time? And what is your personal stacking philosophy? What do you expect out of it? Please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Keep stacking, stay safe. Peace.